Hey, this is Steven Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum against NXT. This is from October 5th, 2021. Why am I laughing? I mean, oh man, this show is... All right, so let's get to it, right? We have the commentators. We go to the ring. Here comes Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, good to see her, and JC Jane. Out comes Ember Moon. The bell rings, and they go at it. So we got Mandy Rose against Ember Moon. Foregone conclusion match, right? Boots Moon in the head, gets the pin to win. Here's your push. The announcers talk about Hit Row getting sent to SmackDown. We go to a vignette from Legado del Fantasma, and they each take shots at Hit Row, and then Escobar challenges Swerve to put the North American title on the line. Odyssey Jones against LA Knight. They have a match. LA Knight wins. Okay. Because Andre Chase keeps Jones's foot away from the bottom rope. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Cameron Grimes. Grimes is a little jealous of all the love going around NXT these days, which is why he's on the hunt for a love of his own. Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland interrupt, so we make a match betwixt two of them. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa, who's the NXT champion, to a pop. Go to commercial. We come back. Oh boy, we're getting into really bad habits that they do on Raw and SmackDown, like, oh, you're going to see this next, and then they don't show it to you next. But we're back from the break. Kyle O'Reilly approaches Von Wagner in the locker room. Why did you help me? Saw an opportunity. I jumped on it. I don't like Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland as much as you don't. It is what it is. Ciampa gets straight to the point. Halloween Havoc is returning October 26th. He needs an opponent. And here comes Braun Breaker. So you get a shot. Yay. Backstage promo from Joe Gacy when social media crashed this week. And now he's pushing the I'm a social justice warrior type again. Okay, we're doing that again. Okay. Back from the break, Indy Hartwell is walking with Persia Pirotta backstage. Talks about the honeymoon. Of course, we didn't get to see any of that because that would be fun. They went through 2 packets of condoms, and Persia asks about his size. There's smoke coming up from under the door, and there's Boa and Mei Ying. Joe Gacy against Ike Manjiro. Joe Gacy wins with a lariat, and then helps him up and is nice to him. Gacy makes his way to the exit, and the person staring him down is now known as Parker Boudreaux. Get a video package on Cora Jade. Casino-themed vignette with Duke Hudson, who's now a master of poker and a pro poker player. No word on if he's a sommelier. Inside joke. So he's doing a gambler gimmick. Virginia Ferry against Cora Jade. They gave Cora Jade a nice vignette earlier. And unfortunately, we don't get to see the lovely Virginia Ferry, a.k.a. Dream Girl Ellie, do her thing. She gets attacked by Frankie Monet. So now Frankie Monet wrestles Cora Jade, and Cora Jade rolls through and pins her for the win out of nowhere. What? MSK's pacing around backstage, and they say, we're going to take on these other 3 teams. Now we're going to make an elimination, and then good old Ben Buchanan shows up, Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs, and a brawl breaks out. So we've lost all pretense of William Regal matters, Samoa Joseph, like none of that matters. Now stuff just happens. It's every other show, just for the record. So Ciampa's in the back, talk about facing Braun Breaker at Halloween Havoc. Gacy wants to be in as well, so he says, I'll give you a non-title match, and if you can beat me, then you can be added to the match at Halloween Havoc. And then Raquel Gonzalez, the NXT Women's Champ, is mad. Ridge Holland against Cameron Grimes. But Dunn is put into the match. I don't know why we're doing this. Dunn wins eventually, and Holland joins him. O'Reilly rushes to the ring again and attacks, but they beat him down. Holland and Dunn stand tall. NXT titles are going to be defended in the main event, they remind us. And a quick vignette for Joe D'Angelo to hype tonight's debut. We come back and there's Hit Row cutting a good promo. And Swerve says he's going to give Santos Escobar a title shot. And the only way he's going to say the title from then on is on Friday nights. Von Wagner helps out Kyle O'Reilly during the break. He helps him up. And there's no tension from O'Reilly. Wonderful. Malik Blade against Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo wins, of course, with a twisting fisherman's buster, which they describe as you can count to 100. Not quite sure why. Tony D'Angelo puts his cap back on and plays to the crowd. Somewhere, Francisco Chiesa weeps. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They're hyped for tonight's main event because they're one of the teams, and they're about it. Mei Ying versus Indy Hartwell. Indy Hartwell wins, so end that push for the Asian contingent because Persia sacrifices herself, apparently in awe of Dexter Lumis's big penis that they discussed earlier. Lash Legend is backstage with a few people. She says Lashing Out will return next week, and she's going to spill some hot tea on makes the controversial Urban Meyer Mystery Woman story look like nothing. Oh, topical. Tony D'Angelo walks up and says she should have him on her show. She wants to get some real eyeballs. Lash seems to consider it. He walks off and she says she loved Tony in the new Soprano movie. Here comes Raquel Gonzalez, who's apparently still mad. Back to commercial, back from the break, and there's Diamond Mine. Good promo for the Diamond Mine. But Gonzalez goes on to address toxic attraction as they yell at each other. Gonzalez says, "You have hair dye." And Rose says, "You need to stop." They yell at each other. Kyle O'Reilly's backstage with ice on his shoulder. Von Wagner walks in and says next week they're going to team up to face Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland. Wagner says Kyle can like it or not, but he's the only person to have Kyle's back in NXT, and he walks on. Now we get the four-way elimination. I'm a little shocked at the order of elimination. The long and short of it is my boy Josh Briggs, but Brooke Jensen is there at the end with MSK, but MSK roll him up and win and retain, but then they get attacked. They get attacked by Imperium. And that's it. This show is, yeah.